Hey y'all, my name is Matt, and we are tuning into the solar field together and uh, just bring through whatever messages want to be known at this time for you, for your highest good, all right? There's no pretense, there's no um, seeking or searching other than just letting God meet us where we are, okay? What is showing up in your field? Okay, I'm picking up on family, could be a parental figure, um, and I'm picking up on a feeling of regret for how you were made to feel. And this feels like this is coming from this person's higher self or from this family collective's higher self. Um, there's a spiritual understanding that you perhaps were not met or seen in a way that um, would have made you feel like you had an advantage earlier on in your life, um, building upon a more secure foundation, having more secure relationships, or feeling more financially savvy is how it's sort of showing up. And so what I really feel in this is a permission to create space with these sort of ancestral programs with love and emotionally detach and disidentify with the way that these people made you feel, or that if you realized that you were a part of these you were living in sort of your family's reality and it made you feel lesser than, when in fact these people felt lesser than, and you felt like you had to sort of, that was all you knew, or that you had to adapt to sort of become that way to survive within that system. It feels like now there's this gentle, beautiful permission slip to create space, okay? Um, and it feels like you're already aware of your creatorship, okay? And that with this newfound ownership of this manifestational power, that you can do anything and go anywhere. Within, of course, you move in accordance with your beliefs, but it feels like now you're more aware that your beliefs are the only constraints, right? I feel like you're putting in a lot of time, presence, intention, energy into yourself at this time, and seeing what that does, seeing how that shifts the field within you and around you. You're being a container for yourself, and you are dropping into and honoring and acknowledging your own personal spiritual resilience, and that your consciousness is infinite and it's not bound by a family system or a societal system in any kind of way, and that you don't have to feel diminished or lessened because of your surroundings. If you've been surrounded by friends or family who operate from a lackful place, okay, is how it's showing up here, or operate from an ungrounded place, I really feel like you've been working on grounding, and in that feeling into your body, like, where do I feel lackful, where do I feel empty, where do I feel a void, where do I feel like I haven't been nourished, and then choosing to be that source of nourishment for yourself. And even if you felt limited in your own capacity to do that, it's been more than anyone else may have been able to give you properly, is the vibe coming through. Okay. Yeah, I'm picking up on one parent at least who was very checked out at certain points, or throughout your whole life experience. um, someone and just an overall sense of not being emotionally seen or acknowledged by some parent figure, or parents who were very dissatisfied with their own lives, and they didn't know how to emotionally get real with themselves. So they, of course, could not emotionally get real with you because um, you know, of their own self limitations. And it feels like this may have led to you isolating and needing to do everything on your own and be um, just get what you could from other sources, whatever sources that may have been, getting lost in other worlds, reading books, films, shows, music, something like that, or getting mixed in with friends who may not have seen you, but it felt like the what you could get. Okay, so we're focusing on a lot of past energy here, but I think Spirit is showing this just to set up a framework for the shift that is now happening in your field. Okay, and the walking away and disidentifying and individuating um, from these systems that were founded in illusion and distortion. Okay, you're seeing things for what they are more so, and you're choosing emotional truth, love, and compassion. But having compassion does not mean tolerating or entertaining or participating in systems that emotionally don't represent a spiritual resilience and strength that can allow and hold space for mutual reciprocal love, okay, and abundance as well, because love and abundance are so closely linked. There's this overriding energy showing up here around you walking away and creating space intentionally from family and friend dynamics, and even working dynamics that have left you feeling like you're too different or too deep or too intelligent or too anything, when in reality it was just an asymmetrical dynamic, and that may have led you to believe that every relationship had to be asymmetrical, and that you had to search for some type of resolution or absolution within an asymmetrical dynamic, and either try to fix or change yourself so that the playing field could be balanced, or fix or change somebody else so that things could be balanced, when in reality there's no need for any of that, and you deserve to be met in love, in an easeful, gentle, true, authentic emotional resonance that's regulated and safe, and where there aren't sort of these unhealthy push and pull dynamics, or any sort of resentment being projected, or control issues. It feels like you're choosing to move out of that, which is amazing. Okay. Spirit's keeping it very, very real here about where you've come from, and it's just to validate your experience. Um, and let's see here. I'm picking up on someone who has had big plans in their life to either be successful in a particular way, or really, really rise out of financial destitute in some way, and turn that around. And it definitely feels like you're doing that. But part of this is not seeking that energy from the past, from past relationships, past dynamics, family, friends, etc., because it feels like you're moving into that energy now, that abundant energy, because you're choosing yourself, and you're individuating, and you're moving into the future, even if the future feels unknown or uncertain, and you still feel like you're just needing to focus on self at this time. It feels like that is the very thing that's leading you into this abundant life path that you agreed to before incarnating here. Okay. Wow. The very thing that's allowing strengthened um, energy and relationship into your field, be it in the form of, masculine protector provider energy, or maternal caring emotionally intelligent energy, whatever the case may be, it's because it's coming into your field to complement your own personal energy, because you're mastering a certain level of boundaries and detachment, and not feeling responsible for another person's emotional or mental experience of themselves or of you, okay, or of life itself. This is just um, seeing a situation around you for what it is and not trying to change it, but rather making decisions for your own highest good, okay? Yeah. Um, some of you may have been dealing with meaningful connections in your life, be it soulmate, mirror soul, um, anyone really, anyone of significance, where there has been a sense of distance or detachment, or needing to do emotional healing work or psychological healing work individually, sort of. Facing two different directions for a time, okay? It feels like perhaps you may have been more focused on a specific person than they may have been towards you. Um, but it feels like you're seeing that their energy is focused elsewhere or focused on self at this time. And that doesn't mean that there isn't a very strong resonant match between the two of you. It just means that there's a guidance from the field to focus on self once again, and again, learn detachment and boundaries within self. Okay, this other person in your field, if we are looking at another person, has a very high value, as do you. It's just about two people who are cleaning up their own personal energies, and owning and claiming the your own value, okay, and not um, associating that value with another person at this time, okay? And in that space, the inner child is being given permission to operate more freely, and open up to receive life more without, um, agendas or projected outcomes, okay? Because that's how the inner child is liberated, without agendas or outcomes, or sort of acute expectations of how things need to be. Just liberation and freedom and exploration of self, and an allowance of life force energy to move in a playful, creative, sensual, life giving way that isn't contingent, like I said, on another person. Um, okay, because it feels like this life force energy, this flow of life force energy, has been blocked and um, in conflict at certain points in your life, and at certain points in this other person's life, if we are looking at a connection in your field, okay? Um, and it feels like there has been turbulence in sort of an ascension process, and in sort of a clarifying, cleansing process that's been going on. There's may have been a sort of intense back and forth over time, but that's okay. It's like when you're lifting off in a plane, there is sometimes turbulence and shaking, and that's just so that you can get to a more balanced space, okay? I'm picking up on someone in your field. It could be this connection, or it could be a new connection, coming forward and um, moving into your heart space with an open heart. okay, where there's a very easeful resonant match here. So whether or not this person is going to be coming towards you, it feels like at some point they will be, because the souls are just so deeply in resonance. But there also is, I'm seeing new opportunity for connection that will be moving forward quite soon. I'm hearing the next 8 weeks being significant in some way. Um, and it just feels like this willingness to receive goodness and easefulness and attraction, emotional attraction, energetic attraction, um, without needing to be anxious about it. Although, it does feel as something new enters your field that perhaps there may be old anxieties that do come up. Okay, but that's okay. I think you're just getting used to a new space where your energy is extremely magnetic and powerful, and you are seeing evidence outside of you of just how magnetic and attractive you are. But really, that energy is for you to experience for yourself, to feel in connection with life itself, and to feel a sense of creative and sensual play and joy just by moving through your day to day life with eyes and heart open, and not attaching to any one thing, okay? It feels like this state of being is the very thing that's attractive to sort of this more masculine, polarized energy that I'm picking up on here. Of course, we all have both, we all embody both, but I am picking up on more of this external masculine embodiment showing up in your field here, okay? This person's been through a lot in their life because they um, have adapted to systems that don't like honor who they really are, and it has left them feeling stifled and like they are a failure in some type of way because they don't fit in with traditional um systems, okay? And it's like there's something about your connection as this person is anchoring in your field that feels very mirroring of a deeper soul resonance that doesn't fit in with traditional systems, and that is sort of meant to birth new systems in some type of way, or operate within systems that are freer, more self liberated, okay? Is how it's showing up here. Um, I'm definitely picking up on like a significant spiritual link that you and another person share. It may not even just be one person, but I am picking up on someone coming into your field in a more substantial way sooner. Okay. So you don't need to attach to one outcome. I just feel that your natural resonance, as it's broadcasting now, is bringing in something that is more available sooner. Yeah, I'm getting this sense of you going on a new spiritual journey with somebody, somebody who you're able to connect with spiritually, like having shared a shared worldview or shared values, where you can both like work together to build towards something that creates change in both of your lives and sets you both on a new journey of emotional fulfillment. But there is a spiritual angle to this journey. So the both of you may be both uh, involved in spirituality in some type of way. And I just feel something blooming between the two of you, and this like warmth and familiarity blossoming the more and more that you and this person connect. The presence of this connection may be a little bit overwhelming and unexpected for one or both of you. And so there may be an initial holding back, just sort of assessing the energy, feeling things out here, okay, but there's an instant recognition energetically and emotionally and spiritually, okay, and I think there's also a shared recognition of past hurt and wounding. And I'm not saying that this is a trauma bond, but what I am seeing is that there is mutual healing that is happening on the individual level, and as this connection anchors um, closer into harmony and union, okay, this person does have a reliability within them, and they deeply, deeply honor someone uh, who is intuitive and sensitive, and they want to hold a safe space for that because they've been working on creating a safe space, um, grounded and secure for themselves. This person is a hard worker and they're loyal, okay? And I'm hearing loyal to a fault in their past, where they've been loyal to sort of energies or systems around them that have not honored them, where they've needed to sort of make some cuts in their own life. And you may relate to that in your own way as well, needing to learn boundaries and discernment, so that you can protect your own heart and honor your own emotional truth. Okay, so this is really the initial vibe that I'm getting for you guys. Um, and I hope that you'll join me in the next reading. And it was a joy to tap into this for you. And I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.